Next coming up to the stage, this actually turned into the roast of John Jacobs, so let's bring him up now. John Jacobs, everybody!
Thank you. First off, I don't do drugs anymore. Second off, I'm not a gender. And third, Matt, I hope your mom dies so I can laugh in your fucking face. Just gave you a fat train conductor. So, this roast was supposed to just be for Krishna's closest friends in comedy, but then JB Ball dropped out, so Michael Murillo had to fill in. Yeah, how's that feel, Michael, to be a backup friend? You look like an internet troll fucked a real troll. Michael Murillo is a writer, and he used to write articles for Tampa Bay's lingerie football league team, but then they moved to Orlando and they found out Michael Murillo was writing articles about them. Michael Murillo actually wrote he did my write-up for my Best of the Bay award. How does that feel to be twice my age and half as successful? Fuck yeah. It's okay though. As long as hypnotists and magicians keep coming to the improv, you'll always have a job hosting. Matt Fernandez is here, which I know must be torture for him because that's 45 minutes he can't tweet. Hey, did you guys know Matt Fernandez is a Twitter comic? Do you know Matt Fernandez at all? Why not? I love that Matt's a Twitter comic. Screw jokes, just the idea of this giant man tapping away on a tiny screen is hilarious as it is. Matt Fernandez actually has 12,000 Twitter followers, or as I like to call it, 3,000 less than me. Yeah, that's gotta hurt, right? Huh? Know how much effort you put in those tiny little jokes all day and you still have a smaller audience than me? But to be spared, most of my audience can't read yet, so it's fine. Your Twitter account is literally the most impressive thing about you. It's been on Ellen, Kimmel, and the Today Show, and you haven't. Which means people love your material, they just don't want to look at you. Thank God for Twitter for giving ugly fucks like you a chance to get judged based on their material, not on their disgusting appearance. Here's a joke. What do you get when you put Matt Fernandez and his girlfriend on a scale?
What?
A broken scale. Seriously, you guys are a couple inches away from being your own traveling freak show. Come see the giant couple. One's funny, one's racist. My favorite Matt Fernandez bit, though, is probably his closer, where he takes out his phone and reads tweets for 5 minutes. I gotta say, man, that's really funny. And wait, that's not you. That's Doug Benson. Doug Benson does that. You wouldn't just blatantly rip off another comedian's thing like that. You're better than that. You wouldn't do that. You look like Kyle Kinane did the Dragon Ball Z fusion dance with Santa. Moving on. Cam Bertrand, folks. Diet Pete Davidson. I never thought there would be a comedian skinnier than me in the Tampa comedy scene, but goddamn, you make crackheads look fat. You're like a white Flavor Flav. You truly are a novelty act, man. Cam Bertrand is one of the rare examples of a comedian who can get success by having audiences laugh at him and not with him. Cam recently won a Best of the Bay award for Best Chris Rock impression. Cam Bertrand is what happened when you let your children watch Are You the One? Yeah. You're like if all the worst qualities of my younger self turned into a person. Cam is still dating his stepbrother. It's not because he's gay, he's just such a narcissist, he wanted to know what it would look like to fuck a bigger, stronger version of himself. How'd that relationship start? Would you meet on shitty chest tattoos? If you know it's funny. Ron Hortman jokes, and then here. I was gonna say, Ron Hortman's basically Kevin Hart if comedy came second. He's got 4 kids, a grandkid, and 0 comedy specials. Moving on, Dave Weingarten. Hey! Look at you, huh? Dave Weingarten is famously and obnoxiously open about being a Cleveland fan. He's wearing a fucking shirt right now. Who would have thought Cleveland would win a championship before you would write a funny joke? All those... You look like a Chinatown Mr. Clean. You may have seen Dave Weingarten hosting here and never doing anything else. Dave has a podcast nobody listens to where he basically gives a shitty impression of a timid Joe Rogan for an hour. Yeah, Dave does a lot of impressions. Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog, an Indian man, an old Jewish lady. But my favorite impression he does is of a bald loser who doesn't get booked. Your back tattoo is the funniest thing about you, and that's completely unintentional. If you saw it, he's got a shitty back tattoo. Law Smith, Skip him, nothing too good. As I say, Law Smith looks like Thor survived an abortion. He looks like the first person who's ever cured of Down syndrome. But you gotta... Hey, John J. Murray! Here he is. Yeah, John J. Murray was in the military, which is ironic because every time he tells a joke, I get PTSD. Loud ringing in my ears in a general sense of, what the fuck just happened here? John runs a successful open mic at Dunedin Brewery every Monday where 35 strangers show up and attempt to do comedy. And I gotta say, out of those 35 people every week, you're easily one of the funniest 30. Among all beauty standards, it's safe to say that John is an ugly man. You look like a rat staring at the sun. You look like a zombie who hasn't started rotting yet. You look like you got kicked out of the KKK for a lack of motivation. Here's a joke. How many foreigners does John J. Murray have to kill before he tells a funny joke?
How many?
Apparently more than 15, because I'm still waiting. He's murdered people in war. He's going to hell. It's true. It's funny. All right. The man of the hour. Krishna Reddy, everybody. Woo! Yeah. Krishna Reddy's moving to New York City. I asked him where he's going to live. He told me the Mindy Projects. Yeah, Krishna Reddy is Aziz Ansari if Aziz Ansari never decided to do stand-up. That's basically it. I hope Trump wins just so he deports you. Krishna went to UF, which is ironic because girls usually say those letters back to him in reverse when he asks them out. That's clever. JB Ball dropped out, Law dropped out, Ron dropped out. Not only do you have a bad draw for audiences, you have a bad draw for friends. I have a big close here. Oh yeah, what's this one about? Ah, sure. I really hope things go well for you in New York and you have a long, successful career in medicine out there. And I'm not saying that because I actually care about you, I just never want to see you again. Is Krishna ready? I think he's ready, folks. Krishna Reddy, thanks for having me here, man. You're nice. I love you, Krishna. Michael Murillo, everybody.
John Jacobs, everybody. Let him hear it.